All right, the bewitching hour is upon us. It's 1:30, we have our public workshops. This is a public meeting and it is being taped. And we'd like to begin by asking you folks to introduce yourselves, and then whoever is going to carry the ball can proceed.
I'm Matt Seelme of Capital Construction Management, and I represent the college on construction issues.
So Sean Curtin, Vice President of Finance and Administration for Lebanon Valley College.
Colleen Terry with Econ Partners, and we are a grants compliance consultant to Lebanon Valley College, and we work closely with Matt and Sean on the grants.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You've met our
Yes.
colleagues? Okay, we're good. All right, then we can proceed, whoever's going to do that.
Sure, absolutely, and I can certainly kick this off. In 2018, Lebanon Valley College, through the Redevelopment Authority of Lebanon County, was fortunate enough to receive $1 million RACP or RCAP award, Redevelopment Assistance Capital Program. It's a grant program administered through the Commonwealth's Office of Budget. As part of that process, the grant itself is made to an eligible public or semi-public entity, such as an authority, in this case the Redevelopment Authority. And one of the provisions of the agreement, it's tab 19, and there's an overview there for you. One of the provisions of the RACP grant program is when the grantee directly is not a county or municipality. In this case, it's not. We're going through the Redevelopment Authority as opposed to Anvil Township or Lebanon County proper. The grantee is required to enter into what's called a cooperation agreement with what's known as the host municipality. We do have an option. We'd like to start with the county because generally your staff has had familiarity. We work across the Commonwealth, our firm, with RACP, and we find that most counties, of course, have a larger staff and generally have folks that are familiar with the RACP process or similar processes. And I know the Redevelopment Authority has great experience working directly with the county and the Board of Commissioners as well. So,
Excuse me, do you take questions as we go? Or
no,
when
of
you're
course, yeah, absolutely. Sure. Go ahead.
You said you're going to start with the county, so
Mhm.
that implies to me that you also need a municipal approval?
We only need one, and that's a good question. We thought we would start here as sort of a higher municipal body in Lebanon County. But if for some reason there's any sort of problem or objection to pursuing the cooperation agreement at the county level, we then have the option to move on to Anvil Township, but we've not had
Because
initial
traditionally,
conversations.
we try not to step on municipal
Mhm.
toes and let them have first say and then follow through, but that's why I was asking.
Sure, I appreciate that, and we can continue to have that conversation. But
Okay.
we thought, again, for reasons that it's a county level redevelopment authority, we thought it appropriate to then go to the county since you're all located in close proximity. So the program requires what's called a host municipality agreement. There's scant information in the actual business plan handbook about what is required, because Office of Budget will tell you that each municipality or county prefers to draft their own agreements. There is no template, but the basic provision of it is the municipality or county stands behind as sort of the last domino to fall, if you will, behind the proceeds of the grant once the project is built, once it's been through compliance completely, once Office of Budget has cleared it, once the auditor for the Commonwealth has cleared it. At the very end, if there are any costs that are deemed ineligible by the grant, this cooperation agreement stands behind what is typically initially the grantee or the subgrantee. In this case, Lebanon Valley College is the subgrantee and the Redevelopment Authority is the grantee. The county would be sort of third in line behind those entities to then potentially repay any grant costs that
So
are
this
considered
could cost the
ineligible.
taxpayers money?
With the way that the agreement can be written, and I would recommend, I'm not an attorney, but would recommend that it be written, you would fully indemnify the county against having to do that. And I believe, as we work through a similar agreement between Lebanon Valley College and the Redevelopment Authority, the Redevelopment Authority solicitor would craft a similar cooperation agreement between Lebanon Valley and the Redevelopment Authority, similarly indemnifying themselves against having to repay any proceeds. So what it would come back to is Lebanon Valley College itself would be required to pay back any proceeds that the Commonwealth would subsequently deem ineligible for having been reimbursed. And this would be after everything, all the checks and balances are through. And I will say, and I did confirm this with the Commonwealth this morning, our firm is also a third-party consultant for the Commonwealth for this program, so we work with a lot of grants and grantees directly as well. I can confirm that this provision has never been enacted this program. So this program's been around for 40+ years. They've never had to go back to the county or municipal cooperation agreement to say, okay, county taxpayers, municipal taxpayers, you have to pay this back. There was always either the project's been completed successfully, everything's been paid and there have been no issues in a clear audit to your concern, or at some point in time, if there ever was a clawback with costs that had to be repaid, the grantee or sub-grantee did do that. And then I believe, and I've given you several examples of county and municipal cooperation agreements to have your solicitor, Jamie, take a look at, as well as yourselves, that there are ways that you can certainly write indemnification language in there to protect the taxpayers.
I just have, Jamie, did you have a question?
I think what you meant, you said the county would indemnify itself for redevelopment, but I think the college would indemnify.
College would indemnify the county.
Indemnify
the county.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Correct.
We've done 2 of these already.
Okay.
I'm still stuck on the large staff that's familiar with this process, because that's just me. But
Extra £5.
On my own lifestyle.
we've done the WellSpan, Phil Haven did an expansion of their juvenile facility there, and currently the WellSpan Dixon Wellness Center here in town. So this would be one that, I mean, this is something we've done before. All of those have had the indemnity from WellSpan, so. And I think we've used, I mean, we've never written our own agreement. We've used provided agreements, which I think are pretty standard.
May I ask, I ask questions also at this point? So, what, I was a little taken back too, with what Jamie just asked. Well, what is the expectation for the county to perform in this? And what administrative duties would there be for the commissioners?
There would be
There's
none,
nothing, okay.
other than passing the cooperation agreement and then putting it to file, and we can certainly report to you on a regular basis on status, on construction progress, whatever would be, would make the county comfortable. There is not, it really lies between Lebanon Valley College and the development authority.
Yeah, I think there's a proof of insurance, there's a solicitor's letter, opinion, solicitor's opinion, and agreement by the commissioners be adopted, which is what we've done for each of the others.
And we would certainly name the county as additional insured on this insurance. I can speak for the college, but that would be typical
Yeah, that's
requirement.
What's your time frame on this turnaround?
Well, we have a couple of weeks. We'll probably have a few months, actually. You know, by the end of the year, I think would be fantastic. We've already filed, so if you take a look at this sheet, should be the second in your packet. Where we are in this process right now is sort of the large red block in the middle under post-award application process. So we have submitted our full 22 tab application to the Commonwealth. Tab 19, as I said, is this cooperation agreement. The only documents we really need to add to this to be fully compliant with the requirement would be the 2 cooperation agreements and then construction-related documentation, which I believe, maybe Candace, you want to talk about schedule, we should have by the end of the year.
So what is the project you're working on?
Yeah, I can
Perfect
start.
segue.
So, the college has really focused on health professions programs, and one of our new health professions program is a communication, sciences and disorders, speech language pathology, master's program. So it's an undergrad, graduate program. The renovation, or the funds will go towards renovating Heilman Center, which is on the north side of our campus. It's about 8,000 square feet, 9,000 square feet, to house the speech language pathology program, to house the clinic, so the clinic sees members of the community, from children all the way through the elderly. So this is what the funds are being used.
Is this the project that replaces the wellness pool?
It is a
Oh
project
boy,
that
that's a pickle.
eliminates the wetlands.
Oh dear. Okay.
Okay.
You have an incoming class, I'm sorry, you have an incoming class in graduate class.
So we have received provisional accreditation from the accrediting body for speech language pathology programs. And we have recruited students into the undergraduate portion of the program. Those students will progress into their first professional year next fall. So the space needs to be ready for that first professional year fall 2020. So that's really driving the time.
Do the funds, do the plans, does the request include replacing the wellness pool, perhaps over by the new building that's finished?
Right now, there are no.
I can answer that question, but we're getting a little bit. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about today.
Yeah, well, it does, if it's included or not, that's my question.
The funds do not replace the wellness pool, so the funds that have been received, the college is adding some additional funds to the pool for renovations, but we have not identified additional funding to replace the wellness pool. So, and we've held open forums to address this with the community members, and the speech language pathology program really will be performing a great service to the community by providing free care to the community as part of their clinic. So while the wellness pool is valued by the community, we are continuing to provide value to the community through the speech language pathology.
Anything else? Tony?
I'll just add, construction schedule is designed to get the space ready for the fall semester of 2020. So construction is expected to begin late this year. Our design is almost done. It's in construction for the spring, summer, time for that semester.
Could you use dates? Are you talking October 2019 through when?
I will say December of 2019 to August of 2020.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have a grant kickoff meeting planned at all?
We have an entrance conference, great question, October 9th or 10th. I can follow up with the date for you. Correct. 10th? The 10th.
You
At
have all
London
those?
Valley College.
Okay.
And then it's a kickoff where the Commonwealth consultant will be present to go over the application that we submitted, and then go through it tab by tab and note the information that wasn't submitted with the application, such as the cooperation agreements, and then give us a period of time to submit that information, and then once that report goes into the Commonwealth, they'll draft our grant agreement, and then whatever we didn't provide at the time of the entrance conference or in that new window will become what's called a special condition to the grant that we need to satisfy before we get reimbursed.
Can I ask how the first grant relates to the second grant, and will we be coming back to do the other $1 million award? Are we just talking about the first?
We're just talking about the first million. So I think to be determined what happens with the scope for the second.
Okay.
So just last month, the college did receive another grant for $1 million to support the renovation of this space as well.
Same
Was-
program?
Same program,
From the Commonwealth.
yes.
What's the total budget?
The budget on, well, the grant submission had a budget of $3.5 million, so we received $1 million on the original grant request, and then follow on $1 million just last month. So because we only received, well, we received the $1 million in 2018, and we needed space for our new speech language pathology program, we are sort of sectioning off and defining this project versus project size.
So, at this point, I guess what we really need is just the okay to move on, and cooperate or not. An actual action would be SW when these agreements, when the agreement would come before you. So if you're okay with just proceeding along and working with the redevelopment authority and the college, what's that?
I don't have enough information to do that. I'm sorry. I have nothing in writing in advance. This packet was handed to me. I've read nothing, and I don't make decisions like that. I study and do my due diligence before I give approval on anything, especially this large.
So there's plenty of time between now and when it's something actually come before you.
I don't make decisions without having an opportunity to read everything in advance, I'm sorry. I do read contracts, I do read what's given to me, and this is not how I make decisions.
I guess just- Do you have information on the project that you can forward?
Absolutely.
So I have the correct title of it and everything, the minutes and so on.
What I can do is send the narrative from the rec grant, maybe the sources and uses and the project budget and a site plan. That'd be helpful.
Yeah, I'll forward all that stuff to the commissioners, and whatever comes in.
And Jamie, if I heard you correctly, you have a draft or a standard.
This is familiar to me, this is what's been used, so if you can,
The Word version.
yeah, if you have something like this, ultimately, this is what we use. See this?
I need to ask another question now. I thought when we had our conversations, there's two agreements. There's one between college and the redevelopment authority. But then isn't it a three-party agreement between county, redevelopment authority, and,
We've done it now.
yes. So is that the
This would be
same?
the three, right?
Yeah, I think it'll have all, you can have all the
Okay.
parties in between.
Okay.
This one's between two parties, but it could be, these are just examples, right? Yeah.
Some, in our experience, some counties choose to incorporate all three entities in one agreement for Tab 19, and then some will just do the county, the grantee in their cooperation agreement, and then refer to the Tab 20 cooperation agreement between the grantee and the sub-grantee, so we can proceed however redevelopment authority and county might be comfortable. That's what they do. Either would fit the requirements of the program.
And clarify again, the role of redevelopment authority in this process is what?
I would say we're acting as a pass-through to
Okay.
college. We were awarded the grant, but we're acting as a pass-through. We will be working with them though on some compliance, the audit, that type of thing as well. But that is our role.
Okay.
Grantee and fiduciary.
Okay.
Is it too early to involve our solicitor, or should we get him involved now? But as soon as the paperwork.
Yeah, I mean, this really comes down to a few documents being approved by the county so that the county can be the municipal link. And any of those things, where you would be prepared for you to act on the solicitor. But they're gonna be, I can tell you, they're gonna be identical to what the Wellspan
We'll be already there.
piece were,
Yeah, that's right,
Okay.
Did other counties approve things to move forward without reviewing all the plans first?
Well, I don't think, to be fair to your question, we were asking for a determination today on yes or no, but I've certainly been in